how, gargle. How, gargle, how. Gargle, how, gargle. Gargle, how. Gargle, gargle, gargle. How, glurp. Should have a good time. Message repeats. This is your captain speaking, so stop whatever you're doing and pay attention. First of all, I can see from our instruments that we have a couple of hitchhikers aboard. Hello, whoever you are. I just want to make it totally clear that you are not at all welcome. I worked hard to get where I am today, and I didn't become captain of a Oakland construction ship simply so I could turn it into a taxi service for a load of degenerate freeloaders. I've sent out a search party, and as soon as they find you, I will put you up the ship. If you're very lucky, I might read you some of my poetry first. Secondly, we are about to jump into hyperspace for the journey to Bernard Star. On arrival, we will stay in dock for 72-hour refit, and no one is to leave the ship during that time. I repeat, all planet leave is canceled. I've just had an unhappy love affair, so I don't see why anyone else should have a good time. Message ends. The noise stopped. Arthur discovered to his embarrassment that he was lying curled up in a small ball on the floor with his arms wrapped around his head. He smiled weakly. Charming man, he said. I wish I had a daughter so I could forbid her to marry one. You wouldn't need to, said Ford. They've got as much sex appeal as a road accident. No, don't move, he added as Arthur began to uncurl himself. You better be prepared for the jump into hyperspace. It's unpleasantly like being drunk. What's so unpleasant about being drunk? You asked a glass of water? Arthur thought about this. Ford, he said. Yeah. What's this fish doing in my ear? It's translated for you. It's the babel fish. Look it up in the book if you like. He tossed over the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and then curled himself up into a fetal ball to prepare himself for the jump. At that moment, the bottom fell out of Arthur's mind. His eyes turned inside out as he began to leak out of the top of his head. The room folded flat around him, spun around, shifted out of existence, and left him sliding into his own navel. They were passing through hyperspace. The babel fish, said the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, is small, yellow, and leaf-like, and probably the oddest thing in the universe. It feeds on brainwave energy received not from the carrier, but from those around it. It absorbs all unconscious mental frequencies from this brainwave energy to nourish itself with. It then excretes into the mind of its carrier a telepathic matrix, formed by combining the conscious thought frequencies with nerve signals picked up from the speech center of the brain, which has supplied them. Practical upshot of all this is that if you stick a babel fish in your ear, you can instantly understand anything said to you in any language. This speech pattern you actually hear decodes the brainwave matrix, which has been fed into your mind by the babel fish. Now, it is such a bizarrely improbable coincidence that anything so mind-bogglingly, you try saying it, useful, could have evolved purely by chance. Some thinkers have chosen to see it as a final and clinching proof of the non-existence of God. The argument goes something like this. I refuse to prove that I exist, said God, for proof denies faith, and without faith I am nothing. But, says man, the babel fish is a dead giveaway, isn't it? It could not have evolved by chance. It proves you exist, and so therefore by your own arguments you don't QED. Oh dear, says God. I hadn't thought of that, and promptly vanishes in a puff of logic. Oh, that was easy, says man, and for it goes on to prove that black is white and gets himself killed in the next project. Most leading theologians claim that this argument is a load of dingo kidneys, but that didn't stop Ulan Kulafid making a small fortune when he used it as the central theme of his best-selling book, well, that about wraps it up for God. Meanwhile, the poor babel fish, by efficiently removing all barriers to communication between different races and culture, has caused more bloodier wars than anything else in the history of creation. Arthur let out a low groan. He was horrified to discover that the kick through hyperspace had to kill him. He was now 6 light years from the place the Earth would have been if it still existed. The Earth. Visions of it swam sickeningly through his nauseated mind. There was no way his imagination could feel the impact of the whole Earth being large. It was too big. He prodded his feelings by thinking that his parents and his sister had gone. No reaction. He thought all the people had been close to. reaction. You thought of a complete stranger he'd been standing behind in a cute supermarket 2 days before. The supermarket was gone. Everyone in it was gone. Nelson's column was gone. Nelson's column had gone, and there would be no outcry. There was no one left to make an outcry. From now on, Nelson's column only existed in his mind. England only existed in his mind. His mind struck here in the dank, smelly, steel-lined spaceship. A wave of claustrophobia closed in on him. He got that somehow. He got that. He tried again. America, he thought, was gone. He couldn't grasp it. He decided to start smaller again. New York was gone. No reaction. He never seriously believed it existed anyway. The dollar, he thought, had sunk forever. Nice number there. Every Bogart movie has been white, he said to himself. And that gave him a nasty knock. McDonald's, he thought. There is no longer any such thing as a McDonald's hamburger. He passed out. He came round quickly and he was sobbing for his mother. He jerked himself violently to his feet. Ford looked up from where he was sitting in a corner humming to himself. He always found the actual traveling through space travel rather trying. Yeah, he said. If you're a researcher on this book thing and you were on Earth, you must have been gathering material on it. Well, I was trying to extend the original entry on it a bit, yes. Let me see what it says in the edition. I've got to see it. Yeah, okay. He passed it over again. Arthur grabbed hold of it and tried to stop his hand shaking. He pressed the entry for the relevant page. The screen flashed and swirled and resolved into a page of print. Arthur stared at it. It doesn't have an entry, he burst out. Ford looked over his shoulder. Yes, it does, he said. Down there at the bottom of the screen, just about Eccentric Gambits, the triple-breasted horror of Eroticon 6. Arthur followed Ford's finger and saw that it was where it was pointing. For a moment, it still didn't register when his mind nearly blew up. What? Harmless? Is that all it's got to say? Harmless? One word? Ford shrugged. Well, there are 100 billion stars in the galaxy and only a limited amount of space in the book's microprocessors, he said. And no one knew much about yours, of course. Well, for God's sake! I hope you managed to rectify that a bit. Oh, yes. Well, I needed to transmit a new entry off to the editor. He had to trim a bit, and it's still an improvement. And what does it say now? Said Arthur. Mostly harmless, admitted Ford with slightly embarrassed cough. Mostly harmless, shouted Arthur. What was that noise? Hissed Ford. It was me shouting, shouted Arthur. No, shut up, said Ford. I think we're in trouble. You think we're in trouble?